Hello, everyone. Oh, let's close that. Feedback, not a good idea. How's it going, everybody? We will get started momentarily. Let me pop out the chat here. And usually I'll start in a couple minutes here. Where's that chat at? There we go. And get my situation organized here. Yes, I did just start. How's it going? Now, where is Discord? Get that up too. I haven't done one of these for 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, every week was just becoming a little bit too much, so I decided to not do them quite as much. How does the audio sound? Does it sound good? I didn't get a chance to really test this beforehand. Thank you, Raj. By the way, I already did get a super chat before it started. I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, I've actually talked with Ola once. He's a guitarist YouTuber. I have more subscribers than him. That kind of makes me excited. All right, let's see here. All right, so for those of you who are new to this, we're going to get started now. Basically, I've been doing this for a long time. This is a live design review. So basically, what you do is you here watching in YouTube, you look at the description and there's a link in there to go to the Discord server right here. And in this Discord server, there is a feedback section. Now, when you first join, it's going to have you in the roles and you have to choose your role in order to participate. So you choose one of these reactions. You know, if you're a back end, you know, click that one or whatever. And then you go to feedback and you submit your design. So this could be a full project that you completed already. It could be just a mock-up, but it has to be design related. And I will take them in the order they come, with exception to those who send super chats, which they get thrust to the very beginning of the order. And I will review it, and I will also rate it, and I will ask the audience as well in the YouTube chat to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And there we go. The whole goal is to try to help you get better in terms of design. All right, UI design, could be identity design, like for logos. It could be print design, anything. I'm not going to do code review or anything like that though. So let's go ahead and get started. This time I don't have any help, so I'm just going to do this myself, trying to find the very first one. So this person right here, Google Hat Guy, sent me a $5 super chat before the live stream started. All right, so thank you very much for that. Of course, he supports, and others who send me the super chats support my Friday night margarita fund, so that's always awesome. And you can send a super chat by clicking this button in the chat area and then just entering your Discord username and then a certain amount, like $400, and then, you know, I'll thrust you up to the very beginning of the queue. All right, so here's the first one, Google Hat Guy. Let's check it out, everybody. Adding quotes to website landing pages is stupid. And we just saw this skip this weirdness thing kind of fall in over here. So let's watch this, and apparently we're going to take a ride. Oh, you can't see the skip the weirdness thing. If I move out of the way, you can kind of see it. It's a skip button at the bottom left. This is taking a long time, though. An excessively long time. Okay, well, at least you could skip it. There is no cursor pointer over skip this weirdness. The cursor should change there, so in CSS you should change that. All right. Okay, so, all right. Let's click on one of these just to see some of the other subpages. All right, so for the very first thing, if I go back here, I'm going to click skip again. If it'll fly in, that should be there immediately. We can see we have this iframe here. Definitely want to avoid that. You don't want to have this side here in an actual iframe. Definitely change that up. Also, this left sidebar, I can see you're trying to be unique and creative, which is great for this type of site, obviously. If somebody who's a designer or web developer, or a front-end developer rather, but the way you've executed this, it does not look that great, especially with this iframe showing up here. The drop shadows being 100% white versus the black, it's actually kind of a little bit difficult. See, if you hover over one of them, it hides the other one. Very bad for readability and usability. So go back to basics. Try to avoid that as much as possible. If we go to, I'm just kind of trying to click on one of these just to see what happens. I would definitely try to work in some more color here or a different layout option the way that you have this. You have enough room on this viewport to where you could fit 3 or 4 of these in at a time, and not just having 2 side by side. So I would probably change that for sure. And really, I would say overall, just based on the overall macro level perspective of the design, I would probably just try to go back to basics and really focus on maybe researching other UI design galleries. There's a bunch of those. Just go to Google and type that in, and try to just revamp it as much as possible. I honestly think it could be like a ton better. And so hopefully I've helped you in some of the manners. This page is actually pretty good. The type is good to read, and that's fine. The iframe bars go away after that, so that certainly helps. But you can see initially, for some reason, they're showing up, which the vertical and horizontal scroll bars do not work very well. So yeah, I would probably separate out the layout. If you're going to have a left sidebar, maybe make it maybe not make it 100% black like this is, maybe slightly lighter, just to really give it a more of a sense of a layout and a structure, or in a sense. So what do you guys think he should be rated on a scale of 1 being the worst, 10 being the best? I'm not going to look at the YouTube, what do you call it, the chat window, and I'll give you my opinion on this, and we'll see if we agree. So I'm not looking at the chats. I'll give you guys maybe about 10 more seconds. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm gonna have to say a 3.5 or so. All right, so we got a 4, 5, 3, 3, 3.85, 4, 6, 5, 6, 5, 4. Okay, seems pretty consistent with what I said. Let me go back to reset that. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget to reset that. But no, overall, thanks for the $5 super chat. I definitely see potential. You could easily get there, and it's just a few minute changes really could change this up a lot. I think maybe next time I do a live review, I'm going to spend more time on each one and maybe bring them into Adobe XD and just do slight redesigns. All right, let's go to the very first one where we started. So where am I starting at? I think this was, let's see here. Yeah, we'll start right here at B. Jakin. My kind of portfolio in the making. All right, let's click that. I always load these off screen to make sure nobody's trolling me with, like, you know, porn or something. All right. Okay. Let's refresh this, see if there's any animations. No, there isn't. Okay, just want to be sure. Let's click on About. Okay, so this page right here isn't actually too bad. The logo and then having the name right here, it seems a little bit, I don't know. I guess that's okay, but you can see there's sans serif here versus serif here. I would probably change this up. They're just kind of clashing with each other, especially have the other different type below it. So it's kind of very cluttered if you look just within this section right here. So I would probably keep this just sans serif. Let's see, the portfolio, pretty decent call to action. I would probably even encase this into maybe more of a button form, just so it stands out a little bit more. Now, if we click on portfolio, unfortunately, you only have two elements, so there's not much you can do with that, except you do want to fill out this page more. So what I would do is put these in rows by themselves, so 2 rows stacked on top of each other with a description that can fill out this section a little bit more. That way it doesn't look so bland right here. The about page, this is a little bit disorienting, kind of going from right to left. I would not do that, honestly. I would probably also try to make it left aligned like it was before, and maybe change up the content a little bit more so it doesn't seem like it's the same thing except just reversed. Contact page is pretty good. I would probably push this down a little bit away from the menu. It's a little bit up there, a little bit too far. But yeah, the form design itself is pretty solid. Good call to action. I'd probably use this type of button for that initial home over here, so it really stands out. All right, so what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm not going to look at the chats. All right, I'm going to say a I will say like a 5.5. I think that's pretty fair right there. Just 'cause there's not enough content as well, so maybe 5.5 or a 6-ish almost. So let's see what you guys said. Yeah, somebody said a 1. A couple people said 1. You guys are brutal. Yeah. All right, cool. And of course, we have people like Mr. Naf. Oh my God, 5.5. No, this the type is pretty good with exception to this section. It's just a little bit sparse in terms of content. There's not enough content, but there a lot of the basics and the fundamentals are there for the most part. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep on going here. All right, so who is next? We got Bumbleboss. All right, so I haven't posted in a while. It's regarding my portfolio. I completed it and would like to know how good it is. All right. This is a completed portfolio. I like complete projects. Sometimes we always get unfinished projects and it's a little bit difficult to give a good rating. All right, so let's refresh this. I think there was some animation. Very nice, very simple, comes in. All right, so graphic designer developer based in Egypt. This is pretty solid. I'd probably like to see a little bit different spacing here. I like the way the type has been separated visually. That's very good. But I think spacing wise, maybe you could push down the view work a little bit further away. So it's not so just run on, but no, this is solid so far from what I see. All right, so that's a cool indicator here. Maybe push this down a little bit so it's not overlapping the graphic. It was hard to see it a little bit initially, but yep, this is cool. All right, let's check out the menu. Simple enough. View work. All right. Just nice to hover based transitions, animations here. I like the logo, very simple and stylish. Yeah. There's the about. Very simple and elegant. Good use of white space. An image perfect. Just for what this is very solid. Yeah. What do you guys think this person should get for their rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. You have 10 seconds to show us your rating. 10, 9. Okay, I think you guys get the point. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to say for that, for what this is, yeah, that's an 8 in my opinion. Very solid. All right, so what did other people say? Oh, good. Looks like a lot of people agree with me. All right. Okay, let's continue on. I was just reading through the comments. That's why I was going mute for a second. Let's get out of there. Who is next? By the way, just to let people know, I'll be doing this for, it's been 16 minutes, so I do this for about an hour. So I have about 44 minutes left so far. And if you do want me to review your design, there's no way I'm going to get through all of them. Guaranteed. Look at all these. I'm not going to get through all these. If you do want me to do them, just send a super chat in the YouTube chat window and then mention your Discord username. All right. I'll be quiet now. Let's continue on. Who is next? Oh, okay. So this is a demo site. Please hit search button and click on a search result. Okay. We have 210 people watching right now. It's pretty solid. All right, please don't shop. Adopt us instead. Okay. You know, as a side note, I will never adopt another cat again from like one of those, like a local pet shop. They all come back with diseases. I had to get rid of 3 cats because they had herpes and they were snotting all over the freaking place. It was disgusting. Anyhow, let's see here. Do a search. Man, he said to do a search, right? Or something. Let's do a search. And we're going to click on a result. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go back to this page. All right. So one of the issues when it comes to these emblem style logos, when you're trying to show all the detail in such a small area, is you lose detail in it, and it's really hard to read. And that's why you may not have had the ability to change their logo if this is their own logo or whatever. But it's nice to have a simplified version of these emblem logos that works in small sizes. That's one thing, one side note to mention. Sign in, contact, and then these buttons right here. Honestly, I wouldn't put these all on the same line, especially when you have this much vertical space. Maybe put these at the top and then reinforce these as being the most important. But I don't know if sign in contact even makes sense here when you really want people to find pets. So having a find pet button where they go to a page like this would be ideal too. The strong drop shadow that you have on this, I don't like it. Plus combined with the serif font, I would change that as well. So I understand you probably did it because you wanted to make it readable because the background's light, but I would really just probably change the background to make it dark, or use a dark text on top of the lighter background. But the way this is with the drop shadow, it doesn't look all that good. It looks kind of just cheap and more old school. This right here, this section, it's okay. The find your pet button kind of gets lost if you look at everything from, if you really just sit back and look at everything, you don't really see it stand out. So that's why your call to action should be really unique in its own color and not compete for like a big contact button up here in terms of eyes. What's going to catch the eye. The find your pet button, or right here, the results are pretty good. I would probably get rid of the borders on here. You don't need the borders, honestly. They just kind of clutter up design. Sorry, somebody's calling me. So if I click on one of these results, this right here, no good. You want to have a lot more white space. So you need to scale this sucker down big time because it's just cluttering things up. So if I click on here, we go to CSS. All right, so I'm not sure how we can get this here to make it a little bit smaller. Darn. We can at least do this maybe. So you definitely at least want to push this away from this section over here. So I think in reality you can really shrink this down by about like 70 or 60% and it wouldn't take up so much space. All right, so what do you guys think this person should get for their rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. And by the way, this should be a link that you can click on to go back to the home. Right now, it's not a link. For this, I'm going to say a 5. Yeah. I guess I was being too forgiving. A lot of people think a little bit lower. Yeah, more like a 4. I'm gonna change that here. We're giving you a 4. Sorry, it's the first time ever. You guys really made me think about that a little bit more. So yeah, it could definitely be improved. Just stick with it, and you'll definitely get there. All right, let's continue on here. Okay, who's next? I always need to check my super chats, make sure nobody sent me any money. Nobody cares about feeding my alcohol addiction, apparently, aside from the first guy. This is a demo site, portfolio site. Okay, this is the next dude. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember who I did last. Wait, let me let this load up off screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, continue on. All right, let's refresh this. Actually, I shouldn't have yeah, it's fine. We have a little bit of animation coming in here. Self-taught artist. All right. All right, simple enough. Interesting sort of inverted tree grayscale graphic, or it looks like smoke, kind of. Yeah, it looks like trees though. You can't really see this too much though, the pixels with a purpose. So you know what I would do? I'd right align this maybe and make it black, and then you could really see it. Or better yet, put this right here in this section and make it white, or leave it white. I think that would work. Let's click on this. Simple enough. Let's go to About real quick. It just takes you there. I would change that to Home then, or I guess I could work though. Work. Unfortunately, you know, when it comes to your sub pages, I would probably push this up so that your primary content isn't getting pushed so far down. All right. I like the gallery. Notice on this gallery, compared to the previous entry, there's no borders, and it just looks so much more clean without borders. So that's good. Yes, again, so I would just push this up. All right, what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. This part here is pretty decent. Simple, high contrast, works well. All right, you guys got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, I should probably think about what I want to rate it. For this, I'm going to say... I'll say a 6, maybe 5.9, 5.8. That's what I want to say. let's see what other people said. Looks like I was lower than you guys this time, slightly. I always get excited. I see a super chat, it says like 1,000, but that's completely nowhere near 1,000 US dollars. Thank you for the super chat though. And you didn't mention your Discord username. So hopefully if you wanted me to review something, please mention your Discord username here so that I know who to look out for, which entry. So let me know. All right, let's continue on. Who was that? That was EE. Okay. We got a mobile app concept. All right, so Balaji, or however you pronounce your name, let me know your Discord username. I'm looking for your message down there. Okay, this looks pretty nice. All right, what will you explore today? All right, so we got a search button here. This looks pretty solid, the card design. All right, so one issue here, which I can't use my extension, which I need to re-enable, is this is way too low in terms of contrast, especially this section right here. This would even fail as well in terms of contrast. So you want to darken those up more so they stick out. I would even make this black to make the title really stick out, but these are just too light. So some people with vision problems won't be able to read it, or they would have a hard time. They'd have to squint. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. Other than that, what you have here, solid icons, solid white space, fundamentals all around are pretty solid. So yeah, this is good. Just that issue with, you know, the contrast or the lack thereof. So yeah. What do you guys think you want to rate this for? Just a simple mock-up. We'll do this real quick. You guys have 7 seconds to give a rating, from 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Just for what it is. It's just a mock-up, just 2 screens. So you have 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to say a... Yeah, I'm pretty confident about this. Like a 7.5 or so for what it is. What do you guys say? Yeah. Seems like I pretty much nailed it. We all agree. Oh, okay. Discord username. This is the person who sent the super chat. Thank you very much for that. Let's go find him or her. Honestly, I don't know. Right now. There it is. Wow, we got a lot of entries. All right, review this site, and okay, for 3 years I learned a lot. Well, then if you're gonna have me review 2, then I'm gonna have to go through them quicker. So here's the first one. Oh, that's pretty cool. So this is probably done with something like Lottie or something. We create the best user experiences, okay. I'll probably make this a little bit larger to make it just separate from this text a little bit more. This is solid. I really like this section. The colors work well, the white, orange, and dark blue. That's nice. Yeah. Separating the sections pretty well. Now this is a big no. Yeah, that's a big no, because you can hardly even see the placeholder text. So definitely change that up. That's the biggest weak point, I think, of the design. Otherwise, it's been really, really solid. This is all solid down here. Yeah, very good. Let's check out the other one. And I'm willing to do 2 for this person because they did send a super chat. So, why is your head so big? Well, I'm just kidding. Almost makes me, well, I wonder if I reviewed this site before. Feels like I have. Looking at this. Pretty simple. I'm not a fan of having this little bit of white space right here, close to this border right here. This is ideal because it is a lot less text. So I would shorten the text up on these three. This works. Although if it's something you can click, make it clickable. It looks like it should be clickable, but it's not. This kind of works. I don't like these indented like this when these two are left aligned. Tad bit hard to read with this background. I would make the background even darker. Especially this is hard to read. So I would change those up. All right, what do you guys think the rating they should get for this first one? bestducks.com. We're not going to rate this one. We're just going to do a rating of this one. So 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. What do you guys think? You have 10 seconds to let me know in the YouTube chat. And I'm not looking at your answers. I'm starving. I'm going to say a 7.9. We're very close. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much for the super chat. Let's keep on keeping on here. I have no clue who is next. All right. Yeah, this guy. Quirkly.space. A web page builder. Okay. If it's just a picture, yeah, I can review it. You know, because I do like mock-up based reviews too. All right. So, web page builder with themes. Let's refresh to see if there's anything I missed here. How long have we been going for so far? Wow, we got 250 people watching. So I'll be going about 30 minutes, a little bit less than 30 minutes. So again, if you guys want me to do your review, send a super chat and all that good stuff. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet either. All right, so web page builder theme start now. Let's come down. This is a little bit confusing, the way this is formatted. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here, so it kind of looks, I don't know. I would rethink about how to show this, because this is confusing. This is pretty solid. There's nice separation between the different sections that you have in the white space. Easy to see, slightly larger, different hue here, so it separates these two elements well. This works. I really like this. It's a very solid section right here. This is good. It's almost too hard to see on the right side due to this gradient because that's lighter with the white. So I would change up the gradient possibly so that it stands out more in terms of the type. Overall, this looks solid though. What happens when we click start now? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to get into that, but all right. So what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. It's pretty solid. You have 5 seconds to submit your ratings in the YouTube chat. I'm going to say, what am I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to say probably a 7.5. Looks like you guys are kind of Yeah, around there. Got 8s and 6s. I said 7.5. Pretty solid. Where did it go? There we go. This is a health profile. All right. First impressions of this. Let's open the original so I can get a larger view here. First impression is it's a little bit cluttered. There's a lot happening right here. You have a lot of colors as well, kind of worked in the area. Just within this section, we have this, you know, the darker nav bar. We have this orange. We have the white. We have green. We have light gray. We have, you know, the yellow right here, and the gradient going here. And there's a lot of information kind of packed in here, which sometimes, you know, you can't really do anything about. But I think I would work as much as possible on trying to simplify the different sections that are all worked up in this area as much as possible. I'm not sure what the difference is between this page and that page. Oh, it's just a different area. Okay. Not really sure what I'm looking at here. Oh, okay. So it's I thought there was like different pages like overlap, but it's not. It's just like a UI design. There's some things happening right though. How you have this listed out looks like a timeline medication sort of thing. That works. The icons look pretty solid. This isn't a high resolution photo, so I can't get close in there. Although it's probably a little bit hard to see these. Probably increase the contrast a bit on those for sure. Overall, pretty decent, but I would just say this is a little bit cluttered in this area. Just a lot happening here, especially with the green. That's really throwing me off just a bit because there's so much happening here. So I would probably just reduce this size as much as possible, reduce the design, and simplify it. All right, what do you guys think this person should get for their mock-up, for their mobile mock-up? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. You have 10 seconds. Three, two, one. I'm going to say a 6.5 for this one or so. Oh, wow. I guess I was being generous. You guys think 3. Oh, wait. The same person was spamming 3. Dude. Foreign dude. All right. That's it. Timeout for you, man. I just put you in a timeout. Don't spam. Thank you. All right. Let's continue on. All right. Who is next? Thanks for the submission, by the way. Hi, Gary. I've recently finished building my portfolio website, so would love to get some feedback and constructive criticism on it. All right. Let's refresh. I think we had animation. Thank you. I see in the super chat. We'll get to you after. All right, freelance web designer and developer based in Derby, UK. All right, I'm Rob. I'm a developer and blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, simple animation. Very interesting. I'm not sure if I like this illustration too much. The colors kind of clash. I like this blue, and you know, it's kind of like a retro color of sorts. But I would possibly rethink this. I don't know. Good type over here. This works well. Everything's separated out well. This works well. Might want to push this over like right here, make this start right there so it's not just like kind of separated randomly. The cards are pretty good. If you're going to center align these, I would probably center align these 2 elements too, just to keep things consistent in there. This is borderline too hard to see, just because of the very thin weight that you have on this type. You might want to make it a little bit darker or bold up the text a little bit more. All right. So this is pretty solid though, other than in just those few things. I would say this, I don't know. I would probably like to see a different type of illustration, just a bit more, something with more context maybe, because I'm not sure what this has to do with much of anything. All right, so what do you guys think this person should get for their rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. You have 10 seconds. Something's happening outside. Let me see what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna say yeah, I think I'll say very close to 7 for sure. Thank you for the submission. Now let's get to the super chat. Please review of this right there. Okay, great. Thank you very much. $10 super chat. Awesome, man. Definitely supporting the Margarita Fund tonight. All right. Okay. Community of Chris Thornton. Christ. What am I saying, Chris? Are you serious? I don't know why I read Chris there. All right. All right. Okay, so up here, it's a little bit cluttered. I would push over to the right, just maybe by about twice the amount that you have here in the space. Push that over to the right so it's not so close to the logo, because you do have the space available here. So that'll work. Maybe slightly space these out too. Just a tad bit more than they are now, maybe by about 20%. This right here, I would bold up this type just to separate it more from the supporting type right here. More, well, where does more take us? So it takes us way down there, which I'm not sure is such a good idea when you're scrolling people so fast like that. It took us to this anchor here, this about. So I would make different anchor text for this. More doesn't really tell people or convince people very much to click on it. So your call to action text, very important, just as important as the design, maybe if not more in some cases. Maybe watch a video. I think that's what you want people to do, or even learn more, although learn more is very generic, but so try to come up with something unique, enticing. All right, so if I had my what font, or no, my contrast plugin installed, in fact, I'm gonna go do that. Contrast plugin, or it's a Chrome extension. There's my result. I reviewed this plugin. So I'm gonna add this, add to extensions here. All right, so I actually have, there's a premium version of this plugin, I believe, which is real solid, and I have it, but I need to like activate it again because I got a new computer. Why isn't it working? Do I have to refresh? There it is. So, you know, if you pick the background color, oh, no, that's not the foreground. The foreground's right here. So it's like, it fails. So you can see it fails right here. So you want to increase the contrast here. Looking at this, I would put like a quote or something in here, or some type. The calendar. Looks like this is probably like a different type of calendar, something that you like, some external script. Having these fixed positions or this parallax effect in so many areas is a little bit disorienting. So I would probably remove that, especially when there's no type in them. So I would probably remove that because it's a little bit hard to follow. And it's really breaking up the flow of the design. So I would change that. Let's check out like a subpage. Oh, so everything's basically on this one page here. So yeah, just those few things. I think you could definitely improve the site for sure. All right, what do you guys think this person should get for a rating? 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Send button, I would like to see that definitely darker hue, not so washed out and light. This works pretty well. I left align this contact information with the rest of this. You guys have 10 seconds to rate this design, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I would probably put like a heading here outside of just calendar, like upcoming events or something like that. All right, I'm going to say for this, I'm going to say a 6.5, close to 7. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, somebody said 6.5. They agree with there. So yeah. All right, so we got 2 more super chats. All right, so the last one with a spoiler, 2 picks. Okay, so Joy, thank you very much. We'll get to you, James, after. James just sent another $10, so he spent $20 on me. Awesome. I got my free meal tonight. Yes. All right, let's continue on. Where's Adroit? Sorry, I have nobody helping me today. Sometimes there's a guy that helps me, but I forgot to message him today, see if he can even do it. So where is Adroit? Where are you at, bro? What is your Discord username? Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to do a quick search. If I can't find it, I'm going to move on to the other guy, and then hopefully he'll just let me know. Adroit will let me know. Oh, it's this one with a spoiler. The last one with a spoiler. Okay, so also has a, I mean, I assume that's him, right? Oh shit, sorry guys. There we go. I was just looking through this anyway, so I wasn't reviewing. Sorry about that, I forget to do that sometimes. All right, so I'm gonna assume that this is Adroit guys. All right. All right, let's open the original because this is looking not very high fidelity. Looking at this, let's see here. For what this is pretty solid. Although the background, we have like this, like your primary content here that's centered up, and you have a background like this. It's just with so much high contrast and a lot of things happening in it. It kind of takes the focus away from what's important, which is the content here. So I would probably tone down this picture by killing the opacity, like really making it a lot darker. Or you could go the opposite route, make it really washed out and a lot lighter, and it would be better. Or you could just change up the entire image entirely. But for what this is in the middle here, for a sign in / sign up section, it looks pretty solid. The form is pretty good here. This or use your email for registration is a little bit off in terms of the white space on top of it being more so at the bottom. So that's slightly throwing things off, but you know, that's a minor gripe. Sign up button could probably be a little bit down further, centered up in this centered vertically in this available space here. See how close it is. So just minor things like that I would change. Let's check out the other one. All right, so this one, let's open the original. This one is hard to read. So as you can see, enter your personal details and start. That'd be very difficult to read. So for some people, I mean, I can see it, but still, it's even hard to read. So definitely change up this gradient that you have here that starts so light with a white text on top of it. Same comments before about, you know, these are aligned a little bit strange, you know, uneven white space or margin on the top here. Forgot your password. I would probably underline that so people know for sure that that is actually a link they can click. And yeah, that's pretty much all my only comments. Pretty solid. I'm not going to really bother with ratings with this one, just because there's not enough content here. Thank you very much. No problem. Farhan. I don't know how. All right, let's. Who's next? Why is that lasting so long? What is that in US dollars? Can somebody tell me what this amount, I think these are rupees, is in US dollars? Because that seems like it's lasting forever up there. All right, Discord username, Google Hack Guy. He must have sent in another one. Is this it? Yeah. All right, how long have we been doing this for? We've been doing this for 50 minutes. We're almost done. If somebody else wants to send in a super chat to get in before we're done, go ahead and do that. All right, let's continue on. Oh, $14. Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so let's refresh. This is from Google Hack Guy, who has actually given me 20 bucks today. Thank you very much. One big problem that I see right off the bat is the company name, Cedar Rapids Web Design. It's getting lost in these higher contrast, the buildings in the background. So it's kind of hard to read this. So I would definitely change that. And again, there's multiple ways you could change that. You can really drop down the opacity of this background image, make it darker so it brings out the foreground elements. You could also leave it as it is. Also, by the way, the quality of this image is really low. I would increase the quality. I know it's going to increase the file size, but still you can increase it a bit more because it's really blurry and jagged looking. So, but nonetheless, take this and just push it up here in this blue section and make sure it stays up there. And I think that would work better. So as I scroll, it's a horizontal scroll. Oh, I can see the background's actually animating now. Interesting. So now you can see it better. Which works better? I would change up the type too, though. It just doesn't look that great. Push this down a little bit further from the CR. It's a little bit close. And I'm not too sold on the drop shadow here. Probably just change that up a little bit. Coming right here, free consultation, mixing typefaces as I can see here with this serif or sans serif font. Probably make this a little bit not as bold to separate it more so. For right here, that's a no. Definitely don't want to do that because the text gets lost. You could do this, but just invert the text as well and make it black. Continuing on. Like the video-based backgrounds, again, I would just try to, you can mix serif and sans serif, but you really have to know what you're doing to make it really work well. And I don't think it was working here. So to keep things, consistent, stick with one or the other. Get rid of the, I would Google card design layouts or something like that. To get a better idea. I wouldn't have these soft drop shadows like this at all. The alignment here is all off. This should be a lot bigger, yet this kind of takes more of the attention than this of the eye. So make this maybe not bigger, but definitely make it bold, and then scale this down. We're just using two different typefaces, it almost looks like, possibly, because they just seem so disconnected from each other. And then there's issues with alignment. It's too close, way too close here. These are probably too large. I would scale them down, fit 3 on a row. And also notice how you have just a bunch of lines here. Like we have a line here at the bottom, and they have a line here and a line here. So it's very liney. You want to avoid that. And you try to make things as simplistic as possible. All right. So what do you guys think this person should get for their rating? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. 10 seconds. For me, what do I think? It definitely see potential. It's much better than the first one that this person submitted at the beginning of the stream. So yeah, for sure. I'm gonna say for this one, probably I'm gonna say like a 5. Let's see what other people said. Yeah, seems like people are agreeing. All right, thank you very much again for the super chat. That's the last of the super chats. Now, where did I leave off? I have no freaking clue. Let's continue on. I think I'll do probably one more and then we'll conclude. Let's see here. Sorry, there was several super chats in a row and I just completely forgot where the heck I was at. I think we did this one, right? Yeah, we did. I think this is the next person in line. It's a Figma design. All right. Okay, so can I hit play? All right. So the way this is okay, there we go. All right. Sorry, I've hidden the I've hidden it because it's not updating. What the hell? All right, so the chat is going to be hidden temporarily. All right. I don't like how the Dusk to Dawn's Weddings type is, or the logo is kind of less reinforced than this, because this is slightly larger for the menu. So I would make this the same size and bold it up so it sticks out just a tad bit more. This section over here works pretty well. I like the use of a very, this is the correct usage of having a background photo for a hero section in relation to the type that sits on top of it. It's good high contrast and it works well. All right. It almost seems like the type is too big. So there is such thing as too big. A lot of people get things sometimes just way too small, but I would shrink down the type by maybe about 20% of what it is now, and it makes it easier to read. So you would have a lot more white space as well in this area. So you can still keep the same alignment where it's right aligned because it's on the right side of the page, but I would just scale down things quite a bit more. Other than that, this is pretty good the way you have this set up. This is pretty good here. I like this size type is a lot better than how big the other stuff was. All right, pretty solid. What do you guys think this person should get a rating for their Figma mockup? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. You have 10 seconds. After this, I'll hang around and maybe chat a little bit. You guys can ask me questions, and if you ask me a hard question, I'll just ignore it probably, or or a question that annoys me. For this one, what do I think? For what it is, I'll say a 6.8. I think that's pretty fair. All right, so let's reset. Okay, fair enough point. I will do the, he wants me to review, this is the person who sent a super chat, work and services page. All right, let's check it out. Works, all right, so one thing I wouldn't do is, you notice how you have the whole space here, and then this do is just sitting on its own line. I would definitely, put that on the same line. That way, it'll also save you this much space and push your main content up a bit. I do like the color, and in relation to this color, this is borderline, almost not enough contrast, but it's borderline. It could be fine. Looking at this, I like this. Notice no use of borders around the gallery images. It works very well. And it's also nice to have this sort of gallery format where everything isn't just the same exact size. I like the different proportions, and it's spaced out well with a good amount of white space. Nice hovers as well. You can read it. I would probably put more white space though, or padding on inside this overlay element though, because you don't want the text going so close to there. So that's good. Services. Let's check out services. See, this is much better because it's not breaking up on multiple lines. So I do like this. Nice illustration right here. This works. I would probably make the width of this go out probably this far so it doesn't overlap quite as much. Good stuff otherwise though. Same comment here. Yeah, these are all pretty solid. Scroll-based animations. Very good. Awesome. Yeah, this is good stuff. Yeah, it's just this is the one big issue, I would say. All right, cool. Thank you very much for all that sent in the super chats and all of those who participated. Let's close this out. All right, I'll hang by and check out the chat just a little bit. Yeah, we're not going to rate that one. Can you tell me when we do this live again so that I can give my website first? You know, lately I've been doing it once every like 3 weeks or so. And so I'll usually announce it in the Discord server either the morning of, a couple hours beforehand, or the night before. I'm not reviewing any more sites. It's been over an hour already, so I'm done. I'm sorry, man. You can submit next time, and I'll get to it. You know, I don't have a lot of experience. I hardly have any experience in React. I'm an Angular guy and Vue guy. I haven't really messed with embedding YouTube videos like in a personal project in a while, but I do remember I do remember having to Google like how to do it responsively because it wasn't straightforward. So yeah, that would be nice. Drop shadows on cards. They can be effective if you do it right. For instance, if I open up Adobe XD here, which I need to update, they did an August update. Nothing huge or whatever. For instance, I'm opening this up off screen. This is perfect. This is from a recent video I did, which I angered a lot of people, by the way, because I was talking about should you use Bootstrap and blah blah blah. Anyhow, these are card designs right here, and of course I'm partial to it because I designed it. But personally, I think this type of drop shadow, as long as it's done very subtle in a very subtle manner, can work. They can also work in other manners, but sometimes people go crazy and they'll do a drop shadow like this, for instance, and it's like that looks horrible. So there's a lot of ways people screw up the shadows, but if you're going to use the shadow, just try to make sure it's something where you can almost barely notice. That's the best way. Why am I so serious? What are you talking about? I don't think I'm that serious. Yo, so the person who just, maybe you can take that back. Can you I wonder if I can refund this because I'm not doing any more design or reviews. If you don't want to request a refund on that, then you can go ahead and maybe for next time, just let me know and remind me, and you'll be first next time. What do you think about learning jQuery in 2019? Should I focus on React or Angular after JavaScript, or is jQuery still in demand? That's another topic. Like I just did, you know, is Bootstrap still worth using? You know, is jQuery still worth using or whatever? I think it really depends on what you currently know and what you don't know. Of course, you need to understand JavaScript fundamentals. And that's a topic I have to really consider. You know, I don't want to be one of those guys that says, no, you shouldn't do this or you should never do that or whatever. A lot of it is subjective and up to personal preferences, but I certainly, though, React and Angular, Vue, etc. have really taken the steam out of jQuery. Yeah, I might be doing more Vue content here in the future. What do you mean the web grid? Do you mean the CSS grid? I really like, if we're talking about bundlers or whatever, I really like Parcel lately. Although in terms of creating my own projects, it's been a while since I've really worked on a robust project, because all my time is really focused on the YouTube channel. So I've been, probably before that, it's probably Corsetra.com. That was my last big project, which I did in Laravel. Can you do a website with grid system? Yeah, the CSS grid, I've done plenty of tutorials on that. So you can already look at my channel search and just type in CSS grid and find content. Yeah, the GraphQL I haven't really messed around with very much. I know it sort of goes in hand with React, but yeah, I haven't really checked that out very much, admittedly. All right, so I'm gonna get going. It's been almost an hour and 10 minutes. And I have shipments arriving. Oh, by the way, I'm going to spam my own little project here. It's not, I'm not sure if you would call it a project. Hold on a second. I'm going to get the link out here. One moment. I made a music video. And I guess you could say my first original guitar-oriented song. Let me, okay, here it is. Yeah, I really like guitar, and I wrote this song, and yeah, check it out. I just got like all this camera equipment, and I'm not a videographer, obviously, but I'm really excited to learn about it. And so I'm starting to learn a lot more, and I'm already working on a second song. It's a lot different than this. This is kind of like an 80s power ballad almost. It's very just guitar focused or whatever. I'm talking about this one right here. But anyhow, yeah, fun stuff, man. I am going to get going, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you hang out in the Discord server, by the way. Idle in there. I'm always in there. I never leave the Discord server, and usually in general, so you guys can say what's up there. All right, guys, see you later.